It's summer. I am outdoors and I'm gonna do some plant repotting. So I wanted to go ahead and share it with you guys in case you're going through the same experience and this might be helpful or beneficial to you, because we want our plants to be growing. So sometimes you need to repot. Hello my planty friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Deanna. If you guys love plant content, your heart beats fast for plants, and you're going to enjoy my channel. So I invite you to subscribe and check out my other videos that I've already posted in the past. I think you'll enjoy them. I do a lot of plant shopping, and I always try to get good deals on plants, good prices, sometimes finding harder to find plants, sometimes in big box stores, or even online. I share with you guys my prices, where I get them, so we can all save some money and enjoy these beautiful plants. So speaking of that, I wanted to talk to you about one trending tropicals Costa farm plant that we're all very excited to have found recently in a big box store. It is this beautiful beauty, the Moonlight Treubii Scindapsus. And I think this is one of the hottest plants right now in the big box stores, because a lot of us knew about it, but we could not afford to buy one because they used to be very expensive. They used to be like 2 leaves for above $50, or around that price range for 2 leaves. Now this year Costa Farms released this one. They call it sterling silver, but it's basically the Moonlight Treubii, and it's only for $20, guys, here in the United States. That's what we're finding these pots here, ceramic pot with this plant. So I kind of went a little crazy and I bought a lot. I actually got 4, guys. I've been seeing them over and over and over, almost in all the big box stores that I'm walking into, even Walmart. So at first it was hard to get them, but I feel like they've really stocked up our area and they're staying in the shelves now. So we loved it, so we went ahead and got 4. I don't know why. Maybe sometimes I feel like I don't get a lot of plants, and then my friends want one and they're not there anymore. So sometimes I say, well, let me go ahead and grab a little extra in case one of my friends wanted one, because more and more of my friends locally are getting into plants, friends that were not into plants. So anyways, it's cool. But now we've had these for a good month, and to see the exact date when I got it, or to see the video when we found this one, I invite you to look at one of my videos called I Finally Found It. Maybe we can put a link of that video if you guys want to see it when we found this plant. I was so excited. But unfortunately, guys, I've had it for about a month, and it looked very healthy when I got it, but it hasn't been looking like it's growing. So I wanted to share that with you guys, okay? And I don't know if you guys are going through the same experience, but I'm getting ready to repot it because I feel like it needs new soil. I think that's the problem. But I wanted to share with you what I'm looking at and what I'm seeing. See, we've seen that a lot of the new growth that it came with, that looked good at the day that we bought it, seems like it's just kind of drying off and not doing very well. And you know, we're trying to water it when almost dry, like maybe 3/4 down. Like right now, it's been watered a few days ago, and that's that one. This one needs watering. It's dry, but look, also the new growth. This little leaf is making it, but it's just very, like, it's not growing. I feel like I don't think the soil is the best. So I came out here and I actually repotted one of them already, and that's when I was like, I don't think this soil is the best. This is what the soil that it came in. So I just want you to compare the different soils. This one, I feel like it's very, what is it made out of? I think it's like cocoa core, maybe. I don't usually buy cocoa core, so I'm not 100% sure, guys, but it seems very more dense, or it retains more water than what I want it to. And I've noticed, I wanted to have this exotica here because this one was not growing for me for about a year. And I did not get this one from Costa Farms. I just got this one at a nursery, and it was just stuck. It would not grow, and I let it. I moved it where there was more light, but time went by and it wouldn't grow. So I made even a pothos video and Scindapsus, and we can also link that video if you guys want to see all the different pothos and Scindapsus that I have. And I talked about how this one was not growing, and I would like you guys to see that video so you guys can compare it and see how it's growing now versus when I filmed it. And what happened is that I repotted it. So once I repotted it to a little bit more, well, one of the soil mixtures that I like to use, it's just started growing. So that's why I'm like, I'm gonna repot these. I don't always repot my plants when I get them from the nursery. I kind of watch my plants. I kind of see how they're doing. If they're happy and growing in the potting soil that it came with, then I leave them. But if they're not growing or there's signs of something not doing good, then I will change them out. So that's kind of my way of doing things. So at this point, I do have to repot. So I'm going to use, I have my soil here already ready, but I'm going to show you guys which one I'm using, because I know a lot of times that's the question we have is, what soil do we use? So I sometimes buy just potting soil from my local nursery. I honestly will get their whatever one they have there that they recommend. Usually I've been buying like a cheap one from my local nursery, but I always put a little bit of more perlite for that one. So you guys are welcome to kind of do something like that. Buy maybe a mixture that's for indoor plants or pot, and then just add a little bit more perlite. That's always good. But in this occasion, I've been trying out, and I'm almost done with the bag, with the Fox Farms Happy Frog. And this one says ready to use for indoor and outdoor plants. And I've been going through almost the whole bag. And now that I've played with it, I feel like usually I've been putting a little bit of perlite just because I'm always obsessive and I get scared and I want it to be very airy. But I've noticed it is airy, and it should be already ready to also use straight out of the bag. So in this occasion, I'm going to use it straight out of the bag. So I'm going to put a little bit more in here. I want to put my gloves because I don't want to get so much dirt underneath my nails. Okay guys, so I'm adding some more of the Fox Farm soil. I want you to see how it is. You see how it looks? And I actually don't remember. I think this one had a little bit of extra perlite that I had in the house. And if you have a little bit of extra perlite, I would say go ahead and put a little bit of extra perlite just to be on the safe side. That's what I've done up to today, and my plants have been doing very good. I've done anthuriums. I've done philodendrons. For my anthuriums, I do add a little bit of more orchid bark, but not for my philodendrons. And for these, I'm not going to add orchid bark. I think this is definitely good enough. So basically, what you're looking for is a soil that's fluffy, airy. This one has a very good brand, very good recommendations. And I'm not sponsored by them, guys. I just bought it because I also wanted to also play with it. And I like that it came with already a lot of organic fertilizer, like worm castings, bat guano and stuff like that. So I'm not even adding more worm castings because it already has some fertilizer in it, so it's great. Okay, so again, I wanted to also point out that sometimes, you know, we've wondered, my husband and I, like, how come is it that at the nursery they look so great with that soil that they came in, and when they come to our house after a month they don't look that great, or they're retaining a lot of moisture? And we're figuring out, which makes common sense, that at the nursery, of course, they're basically in outdoor conditions. They're getting a lot of humidity, a lot of heat, especially in the summer. They're kept warm, and we think it just dries out their soil a lot faster, so they can do with a soil that's a little retains more moisture. But inside our house, when they're indoor plants, you don't want it to retain that much moisture, because if it stays wet for more than for a week, it's gonna rot your roots. So that's why more airy soil is what people that love houseplants, we're always talking about airy soil that dries out. You want it to be able to dry out for the moist plants so they can be happy. Okay guys, so this is the way I'm going to do this. I have this here for my old soil. It's better if your plant is dry instead of wet. It's a little easier. Okay, so I'm going to flip it over. Sometimes you just squeeze from the sides. This one actually is popping out very easily. And now I want to kind of keep it in place. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold the upper side. Let's take this off. Hold it from the top, and I'm going to shake. Let the soil fall out, but I'm going to try to keep in position the actual plant and all the different cuttings that are in here. If a little bit of the soil stays here, I'm okay with that. But see, I don't want to mess with the roots too much if possible. I think that's great. That's perfect. The roots look good, right, guys? It doesn't seem like any root rot. They look good. I'm keeping it in position. See, this is going to make it easier it's going to look nicer also, instead of us having to replant every single plant. So we're going to put a first layer of soil here. Not too much, because we want it to kind of sit in the same height that it had before. Sitting it back in. Okay, let's move the old soil out. This is the new soil, so I'm just going to go ahead and get my little scooper thing. And just fill in the sides. Woo, all these roots are popping out. Push you back in. Get my smaller scooper for this side. Something like that. So this Fox Farm, I know you can get it at Amazon, and I got it at my local nursery. I think it was like $17 the bag, but it was a pretty big bag. And I mean, the only advantage is you don't have to be messing with so much amendments, but there's several ways of doing your soil. Okay. Okay guys, so now I'm gently squeezing in with my fingers just a little bit. You kind of can shake it in so all the soil can come and fill in the gaps. There's a little gap here. Want to make sure that we don't see any exposed roots, right? That we accidentally didn't. Something like that. I'm looking around, making sure there's no exposed roots. It's all planted in. Remember, when you water it, the soil is going to settle even further in, so sometimes you can put a little extra, but you don't want to top it to the rim. You don't want to do that, because you want to have space for the water to kind of sit on there when you're watering it, for it to soak in. If not, it's just going to run off. I've made that mistake before. Okay. Okay, like I said, I'm just checking, making sure there's no roots exposed, but there's not. That was quick. That was easy. Now all this plant needs is for us to water it. See, taking off the dead one. It's no purpose for the plant. So there's that one done perfectly. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see in the next coming weeks how it gets better. So guys, just little tips, and I like to just go over some tips for people that maybe are beginning with houseplants. A lot of us keep our plants like in the plastic pot. Why? Because it just makes it easier. You pull this one has no holes, okay? So to actually have a plant on a pot that has no holes would be very bad for the plant, because it would just stay with too much water. So it's nicer to have this. You pop it out. You can go take it to your sink. You water it. You let the water drain out completely, or you can put a little bowl like this one here, put some water it, let it sit in the water for about 30 minutes or so. Once you feel the soil is wet on the top, it's well watered. So then you make sure the whatever excess water drains out, and you put it back in here. So I just wanted to review that for anybody that's beginning with houseplants. I know I had those questions at the beginning. Okay, so again, we're gonna get the old soil. Oh, see, it just slides out. This one was watered, so it's a little wetter, so we'll see if the soil falls off as easily. Okay, but we still have a good root system, so we're happy to see that, right? That they did sell us a well-rooted plant. Shaky, shaky, shaky. Ooh, some roots. Did you see that? See, some roots fell off, guys. But sometimes it just happens, but I don't see a lot of root. I don't see really. Is this root rot? Could be. This one's not nice. You see that? Okay, so what we're gonna do is, you see how it's kind of separating the root, stuff like that? that's not a good root. So it could have been, like I said, that soil was not drying out as quickly as you wanted it. So that was maybe stuff like that that was not making the plant happy. You see, that one's bad. You see that, how it just, top layer sloughs off? That's not a good root. A good root should be solid and white. So I'm just cutting it off like this. It has so much more good roots that I'm not going to stress too much with a little bit root rot. I'm just eyeballing it and taking off whatever I see is in bad condition, but I think the plant will still survive and reroot because it's just some. But that's interesting, right? So yeah, I wasn't too happy. Did I cut a bad root? Yeah, that was a bad one. See, you see from the top here? So another option we would have right now is to go and rinse this with hydrogen peroxide. Water and hydrogen peroxide. But I don't think it's completely necessary from my experience. I think we're going to be good now just with that. Okay? So, okay. I'm going ahead and setting it back in. It is very hot, guys, today. It is like 97 degrees. I probably have a sweat mustache. But I'm excited because we just got an above ground pool. So I'm excited because I'm going to be able to go in there and actually enjoy it and not be cold, because we've been going in, but it's been kind of chilly. Well, not as, you know, if it's not as hot, once you get in the water, you get a little chilly. So I'm excited to actually enjoy a beautiful summer day and playing with my plants on a Saturday, because today's Saturday is always fun for me. Knowing that I'm making my plant babies happy. I know a lot of you guys also probably do the same thing. Well, now that you have a little more time, play with your planties, do some care that they needed. Okay, pushing it in. These are a lot of rooted nodes, guys, so that's why it's important that you make sure every single one is inside the soil. It's looking good to me, because if anything we leave it outside the soil, it's gonna it's not gonna be able to get water, so it's gonna die. So we want to make sure everything looks good in there. I'm gonna add one extra bit of soil. Okay. And guys, I am trying out a microphone for the first time, and I had gotten this microphone, but a long time ago I tried playing with it and I felt it had a lot of static, so it didn't work. But we're trying it again. So far I think it's good. Let me know what you guys think. But especially when I go plant shopping, I know that my audios had not been the greatest, but hopefully from now on we can improve in our sound for you guys. Okay, thank you guys for your patience and sticking through it, especially how you guys just started with me here in the beginning of my YouTube channel. I appreciate it a lot. I don't know, should I cut this one off or leave it? I think it's going to die off by itself. I might just leave it for now. Okay, so that's it, plant number 2, and it's going to need to be watered. So that's it, guys. I've transplanted 2. I had done another one, but my 4th one, I don't know if I want to do it. I want to leave it there and compare. What do you guys think? You know, and kind of see how it grows differently. Or I might get inspired another day and go and do it really quickly. But I just wanted to go ahead and show you guys, in case you're planning or repotting plants, it's not that hard. tips that I shared here with you guys. You can use them with this plant. You can use it with a lot of different types of plants. Just remember, every plant, always research it, know if it's a plant that likes a soil that stays more moist and stuff like it, or if it wants one that is a little bit more airy, that dries quicker. And that's how we all determine whether we have to add more perlite to make it a little bit more dries faster, or sometimes we add orchid bark. Some of us just buy one that's already mixed in pretty well. I used to buy just Miracle-Gro potting mix, and that would be a danger. I know that a lot of times they retain a lot of water, so that can be a danger for our plants. So just keep an eye out on that. I'm not saying that one's always going to be bad, but just make sure you don't get one that retains too much moisture that causes root rot like you just saw there, okay? Because the other one was retaining too much moisture. Okay, so I look forward to updating you guys how these babies grow. If you follow me on Instagram, I can do little updates more quicker. So don't forget to check me out on Instagram too. My name is Plant Heartbeats there. The same thing, okay? So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoy. I hope you learned something. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks. Bye.